There's no job that's gonna pay you $30,000 a month. I mean, there definitely are some. It's like how much years of education and tuition are you gonna have to be investing before you can get to that level? So maybe you paid a lot for college and you did not learn anything, put in the 5 or the 5.5 years, and you still can't get a job. That is kind of a scam.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to today's video where I have a very special guest on my channel by the name of Rachel S. Lee, who is actually one of the top ClickFunnels affiliates, and she's produced so much revenue and income that they actually pay for her car every single month. She's an absolute beast online when it comes to online marketing. She produces $40,000 per month passively, and that is without owning her own product. Also, with ClickFunnels, they have this award called 2 Comma Club, which means in one of your sales funnels, you have actually cracked $1 million in revenue or more. So she is a part of the 2 Comma Club. So guys, I hope you guys are really excited for today's video that we have today on really, should you go to college or maybe drop out of college versus building an online business? I really think you'll gain a ton of insight from this video, so stay tuned. All right, guys, so we have Rachel S. Lee live here with us today, and I'm super excited to interview her. She has a wealth of knowledge and all kinds of stuff, business, and this topic, of course, school versus building a business. So, Rachel, why don't you tell us about your background in regards to university, college, school? What did you do?
Yeah, well, I did go to college. I went to a few different community colleges for about 2.5 years, and then it took about 2.5 more years at a 4-year California State University to get my bachelor's degree in business marketing. So yeah, I chose to go to community college first. I wanted to save as much money as possible. I got financial aid by going to community college, and because I went to a state school, I also got more financial aid, but I also worked all throughout college, took out student loans, and tried to do it as affordably as possible, but it still costs a lot of money.
Okay. So you got your degree in business and marketing, or just like business administration?
It was business administration with an emphasis on marketing. And when I started, I was like, I'm also going to get a minor. And then while going through college, I was like, I don't need to do that at all. And by the time I was like a junior and a senior, I was just like, I'm ready to graduate.
Gotcha. Okay. Could you give us a snapshot of what your undergrad tuition bill looked like? Like, what did that?
It's funny because I don't totally remember, and I graduated about 6 years ago, and it's kind of hard to say because you have what you pay for your classes, but then you also have just your living expenses. But gosh, to survive and live and go to college, it must have cost $40,000 a year or more.
Gotcha.
Not living in a nice apartment by myself, definitely still with roommates, and I went to one of the most affordable colleges in the state, in one of the more affordable cities.
Which college was that?
Humboldt State University.
Oh, you went to Humboldt. Okay, cool. The question that I have in the back of my mind, because you're an extremely successful marketer online, I know you're big into affiliate marketing. So I'm curious, what stuff from school transferred over into your business? Like, classes or just maybe some experiences? Like, what was it?
The first thing that comes to mind is the hard work, putting in the hard work. This is also in high school and middle school and even elementary school, doing your homework. You have to do your homework. So in college, you don't have to, but you pretty much have to do your homework and show up and do the work. Also, if you're working part-time too, or even working full-time, you just really learn to be a hard worker. You really learn to not be lazy even if you're feeling lazy. Some marketing classes, I don't remember specific things that I use right now, but I'm sure they got into my subconscious brain and made me who I am, and that made me a better marketer. But I also remember a lot of things that were just a total waste. I don't think I took any entrepreneurship classes, but I was in entrepreneurship club, which was really cool because it was other students that were into entrepreneurship, and some had their own business and some wanted to, and we would go on field trips. And I also got an internship in college that I wouldn't have got if I didn't go to college. And this internship matched me up to a business where I did marketing for them. And because I did that, then a local marketing agency met me, and then they hired me. So then that was my first job out of college. I got a marketing job, and then that opened up more doors. So that was really valuable too.
Okay. So did you know when you were in school that you wanted to be your own boss, be an entrepreneur?
I think in the beginning, not really. I knew I wanted to get into business. I was getting really into sales. And even in college, I got a job at an insurance company. And it was like part-time. And I was like, this is so cool. I'm going to like buy all these business clothes. And I'm going to go to my insurance sales job. And the first day that I went, I got my own cubicle and everyone was so nice to me. And I was like, this is so cool. I'm going to be the top salesperson. I'm going to sell so much insurance. I'm going to open up my own insurance company. And then I go into work the next day and the boss comes up to me and fires me.
Oh, yeah.
Because I had some stuff on my record from when I was a teenager. And, you know, as a teenager too, I got fired from jobs too. And because of those experiences, I really I believed in the disbelief of job security. Like, I don't believe in job security. That really taught me that, like, job security is not a real thing. So even having a job is risky. That really made me believe that, because some people think, oh, well, if I have a job, it's less risky if I do entrepreneurship. Those experiences really made me think, like, honestly, entrepreneurship is, for me, less risky than having a job, because I could get fired at any time or a company can go down.
Wow, that's super interesting. And yeah, wow, that's cool that you are not cool, but I'm sure that that moment when you got fired was like kind of maybe one of those first moments where you're like, yeah, something has got to change.
Another experience I had different jobs throughout college. And one of the jobs, I was the top salesperson selling clothing at the mall, and I had the best numbers. And I was getting paid $10.50 an hour, and I asked for a 50-cent raise. I wanted $11 per hour, and I wrote this letter saying I wanted a raise and all my numbers and how much money I was bringing into the store. And then the manager was just like, no, we can't. Like, no. And that was also like, wow. So I also have no room for growth within this company. I can't even make $11 an hour here. So that inspired me also to look for other things where even if I had a job, at least I wanted to have opportunity for growth or commission.
So shifting gears a little bit, one of the first things that I wanted to ask you is, do you think that you should go to college?
Like, a sensitive subject too. Like, I come from a family of, most people did go to college, but not everyone went to college. I'm lucky that my parents are very supportive in our choices. If we want to go, we can go. If we don't want to go, we don't get judged for that, at least by our parents. So I think it's totally a personal decision, but I understand too, for a lot of people, it's not a personal decision. It's also like what your parents or family, what they're saying to you. And I mean, I had this argument with someone before who said, my kids, he has little kids. He said, when they get older, they have to go to college. They have to. I'm going to make them. And I said, you can't make them. You can't. He's like, yes, I can. I said, no, you can't. You can't make an 18-year-old do what you want. You can't even make a 10-year-old do what you want. But you cannot make an 18-year-old do what you want. You cannot make a 21-year-old, 22-year-old do what you say. You can cut them off. You can abandon them from your family and disown them or whatever. You could not enable them or not give them money, but you cannot force someone to get up and go to class and do the homework or even get into college. So we had this argument until I proved my point, and then he agreed with me. I think it's it depends. If what you want to do is you need a college degree to do it, then of course you're going to go to college. But honestly, if you're watching this video and you're watching this video this far, you're probably watching it because you're asking yourself, should I go to college? Because you might be thinking, I don't know if I want to go to college. Some ways around that, maybe don't commit to a 4-year university. Start off with community college. And when I was doing community college about 10 years ago already, that's when online classes just started being a thing. I would take some online classes too. And now you can go to a regular community college, like an accredited school that's a real college, and still do that online. But now there's all these schools, I have my own school and classes that is online courses. And it's not a traditional college. You're not going to get a degree from it, but you can learn to make a lot more money than perhaps you could be making with a 4-year, 6-year, or 8-year college degree.
I like that you bring up that last point, that you have the potential to make more money, outside of a typical online marketing class in the community college or at a 4-year university. Can you explain why that is?
In college, you learn the skills that are perhaps needed to do your job at whatever job that you get. In the online entrepreneurship, online business world, online marketing world, online courses, the industries that we're in the industry, we're in the field of making money, like making money to put in our bank, like in legit ways, in ways that we feel good about, but like that's the goal. I know in the beginning here you said like that I'm successful, and that can mean different things. I think successful to me would, are you happy? Are you doing what you want to do? But it could also mean to some people, like, are you making money, and a certain amount of money? A lot of jobs, or like out of college, if you can get paid $2,000 a month or like $3,000 a month, okay, that's an entry-level job. That's, let's say, $100 a day. My goal for people that join my course, any of my courses or any courses that I join, I want to learn to at least make $100 a day doing whatever that may be, whether it's affiliate marketing or YouTube or even e-commerce or client work, like at least $100 a day. But I mean, you and I, and I'm sure a lot of the people in our audience, we're in the mindset of, how can I be making $1,000 a day? And to some people, that's just like, there's no job that's gonna pay you $30,000 a month. I mean, there definitely are some. It's like, how much years of education and tuition are you gonna have to be investing before you can get to that level?
Yeah, because one thing that you said a little earlier in the video was like, you know, a couple of classes I took when I was in college, I look back now and it was a complete joke and waste of time. You know, I'd imagine, you know, you're saying that because when you're in the field, when you're in the industry, when you're doing it, like you're failing, you're learning that, you know, you need, for example, a sales funnel versus a website. You know, a website that doesn't sell you anything, and sales funnels do. And you probably are like, yeah, I mean, I'm learning sales funnels. First one didn't work. Okay, cool. How do I improve my second sales funnel? So is that kind of like, you know, a course at a university or community college versus getting in there, diving into it in real life?
Well, what's funny is, I mean, I took all these different marketing classes, and you learned about like 4 quadrants or whatever. A class that did help me though, accounting classes. Those are, that's good because that helps with your bookkeeping. And if you're making money, you want to account for it properly. But I actually ended up teaching classes at the college and in the community. My friend and I started teaching a digital marketing class at the extended ed at Humboldt, and then we would teach workshops with the Chamber of Commerce because there was no social media classes or digital marketing classes, and we would talk about email marketing and SEO and that kind of stuff, which was like the thing 10 years ago, and it's still like a thing. It's just now even more developed.
My next question that I have for you is, you know, the almighty question that we all have in the back of our minds. Do you think college, I guess in the US specifically, is a scam?
If you don't want to go and you're being forced to go, or you feel like you're being forced to go and you're having to pay $40,000 a year in tuition or more, or $20,000, I don't know. If you're just being forced to go, that's a scam. Anything you're being forced to do is a scam. People in our industry, I'm sure you get comments all the time on your YouTube videos, you're a scam. I see people will make videos about us saying, Marissa and Rachel is a scam. Like, just when people don't know how to do something or they try something and they don't get it, they're like, that's a scam. So I can't like necessarily say college is a scam, but if you're scammed, also a lot of times it's your own fault. Like, it's not always your own fault. If you're robbed, people will say something's a scam if they were robbed. Like, you bought something and you bought an online course and you did not receive the online course. So maybe you paid a lot for college and you like did not learn anything, or you paid a lot for college and you went and you put in, it's not even 4 years. It's hard to graduate in 4 years now. You put in the 5 or the 5.5 years and you still can't get a job. That is actually, I think, kind of a scam.
Yeah, and that it just reminds me of when I graduated from college with my undergrad after 5.5 years. I didn't finish in 4, but that was the beginning of the recession during that time, or in the middle of the recession, I'm sorry. And, you know, we worked our asses off for all these years, and only 25% of the graduating class had a job and availability. It was so hard to get a job. It was just so crushing to think back of my graduation ceremony and like, only 25% of the class had a job. It was awful.
And that almost brings up, what's the better question? It's not really, is college a scam, but is a job a scam? I feel like I have to like whisper it a little bit, like, is your job a scam? Is getting a job a scam? Is going to work from 8 in the morning to 6 p.m., is that a scam? Is that a waste of your life? Is making whatever you're making per hour and being too tired when you come home to even work on anything of your own.
Exactly. That's a super good point. So I guess one of the last points I wanted to ask you is, if you were giving advice to a 17-year-old about who's, trying to decide between the two, between going to college and, going to work instead and building their own business, what advice and what points would you give them?
So it takes money to survive. Someone's got to be paying the rent and paying for your food and paying for the internet and paying the bills and paying for your phone bill and that kind of stuff. So it just depends on your situation. If you're living with your parents and your parents are fine with you continuing to live with them and you working on your business, but you also getting a job, a part-time or a full-time job for now, like a bridge job, I think they call it, to make money so you can reinvest it back into your business and into your online education. I'm not saying education's a scam. People are too scared to buy a $300 course or a $1,000 course, but are so quick to commit 5 years of their life and hundreds of thousands of dollars to a university system.
I'm so glad you brought up that point.
Yeah, so if your parents are okay with it, yes. If your parents though are not, and they say well, you have to go to college and then you can still live with us, then I would try to go with community college, because save money, go to community college. But I say do the online classes at community college versus going. I don't know. I don't like waking up early, and I didn't like being at school all the time, but it's good to have a social life. You don't want to be locked in your house. So that's some of the good things about college too, is you get out and you meet people and you make friends and you make boyfriends and girlfriends and you go party and have fun and have that experience. So then also ask yourself, is your dream career, does it need a college education? And these are things to bring up to your parents too. If you want to share this video with your parents, you can do that too. And then if your parents, if they're really it's okay, I really don't care what you do, but their parents are the one that's judging them, show this to your grandparents.
I like that. Show
Another
it to your
thing to
grandparents.
ask yourself is, how many years of salary from the job that you're supposedly going to get out of college, how many years is it going to take to pay it off? So how much, literally, you have to do the math. I was at a point, over 10 years ago, I just wasn't even considering this, but doing the math, really, how much is it going to cost to go to college, and what's the opportunity cost? Is it going to cost, let's say, $250,000, $250,000 to do all the tuition and pay the rent and the food and the living expenses and going out and having a social life and missing out on making money right now? Or let's even say $100,000. Okay, by the time you're done with college, $100,000 in debt, how many years then after that is it going to take to pay off the student loans? Because then let's say you get a job where you're making $30,000 a year, but you still need $20,000 to live, so then maybe you can pay down $10,000 a year of the student loans. It's still going to take 10 years to pay off the student loans.
Yeah, and then you'll be, going on YouTube trying to figure out different side hustles and ways to make money online to help you pay off your student loan debt, and then you just get into this cycle and you're oh, I should have just went this way in the first place, which is exactly what my story was, because I'm I had all this student loan debt. I'm it's going to take me till I'm 52 to pay it off. So yeah, I mean, the time it'll take for you, I love that you said that, Rachel, to pay off what you spent in that 4-year span of your life. Is it worth it? Is it worth having the debt with the interest for an additional 35 years of your life? Yeah, I can't agree more.
So I think the easiest way to still do college but without spending so much money is if you do have community college where you are, and you could get financial aid too, because there were certain financial aids that I didn't know that I qualified for, so I missed out on that free money. And then one final thing is make a pros and cons list. Take a piece of paper, write a column, and do the pros and do the cons, and have your list and have that in front of you. And that's something that you can also discuss with your family too.
Yeah, I really like that a lot. All right, guys. So if you enjoyed this video, be sure to go to Rachel's channel. Subscribe to her channel first and foremost, because she brings fire weekly. But make sure you go and subscribe to her channel. Also, check out our video on her channel as we go more in depth about this topic. And Rachel, how could people find you and connect with you?
We'll link the YouTube below, and then I'll ask Marissa questions about her college experience and what she thinks, because we didn't want this video to be like super biased. We want it to be as non-biased as possible so you can make your own decisions. So I'm going to be asking her questions about what she thinks about college and if college is a scam or if you should go or you should drop out. So be sure to check that out on my YouTube. And on my YouTube, I also have videos about making money online with affiliate marketing, with having a YouTube channel, making money with ad revenue, making money from making review videos, lots of ways to just make money from the laptop. I usually like stay at home and make money online, whereas Marissa does the traveling thing, making money online. But there's a lot of crossover between our channels.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And Rachel, thanks again for your time and being a guest on this channel. I really appreciate it. Yes, guys. And of course, if you got value from today's video, give it a big thumbs up, subscribe to this channel, hit the notification bell, go ahead and join the family. We will see you guys on the next video. Take care.